Hi guys, Nigel here, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and this is take 3 of this video. I'm trying to make it worth watching. There's not a lot going on, there's no action, I'm not doing any cutting or any sanding or filing or anything, but I just want to talk to you a bit about the bow and the focus on everything on this model, and I'm looking for some feedback, I'm looking for some opinions, and I'm looking for some help from you, well-seasoned ship modelers out there. So first thing I want to talk about, somebody asked me, I forgot your name, I'm sorry, they asked me to tell them the dimensions of this triangular plate that I made to push the bow out to shape. You can see it's 60mm wide at the corners, it's 115mm long, and it's 115mm long to the corner. So you can see I've cut the corner off there, but right to the front, if it came to a point, it's 115mm. This little note here says 10 thou strip. I've added a piece of 10 thou strip there. It's about 1.5 inches long, and it's just to push out this section of the bow, because for some reason it was slightly dished in that area. So sorted that now. It's not actually glued in yet. I know that, damn sod's law, if I glue that in, something will happen down here. I won't be able to get to it. So it's not glued in yet. It's just there for the fun of it. And so what we've done now is we've basically pushed the hull out, because if you look at your standard kit, then this area of the hull is kind of, if you could imagine if it was an inner tube, it's got underinflated. If you push it there, it sort of pushes in the middle, or like a big fat belly. Just push it in the middle and it all just caves in. So what we've got now is a straight line across there. So that's what we're after. Sort of, we want it straight on the waterline, and as you come up from there, it becomes convex, and then down below there it's convex as well. So at the waterline it's kind of straight. So that's about enough about that. Now, something I was speaking to Alexander about a few days ago via email is this area here. It's a bit of a mess. Now, the bit I don't like about it is the anchor is so small in comparison to what it should be. And if we also look, once this is glued in, if we look there, we have got a thickness of something like 3.5mm, I think it is. Hang on, let me zero that. It's something like 3.2mm thick across there, which is scale 600mm. So if you look at all the wreck footage, you know, if my pointer is the submarine, they always come in this sort of angle, don't they? And they come up and then they go around here. And when you look at this area, you'll see that it's very, very thin. It's probably like an inch thick, if that, in reality. And then this area here, there's a door which is scribed in here. This door actually is removable, and then the anchor crane here lifts the anchor out and it goes down the side. And all the railings here actually go on the inside of it. So what Trumpeter have done is, obviously they're limited by injection moulding, obviously, but what they could have done is left that section out. So I'm going to cut that section away there. You can see where I've actually marked it. And I'm going to cut that section out, and then cut it out very carefully, and then also remove some material from here to thin that area out, so we get a thin area, and do the same on both sides, and then we'll end up with a nice thin wall across there, and it'll look a lot more accurate. You've probably guessed by now with my modelling, I tend to try and make things scale by thinning them out, and it improves models without adding extras and photoetch and stuff. It just makes things look so much better, like edges of exhaust, edges of metal plating on your aircraft, on your undercarriage doors or whatever. Just thin them out, it always makes the model look much better. The other thing we need to do is in this area here, we need to thin this out, because everything else is taken care of with photoetch, but this area here we're going to thin out. Going to completely remove this area here and have that replaced with photoetch. So yeah, all coming good. So yeah, but that area there, we need to thin the hull and remove that plastic in there, and then we'll look at the KA resin anchor and see how that goes. If we need to make something bigger, we will. I've got a way of enlarging it. So sorry guys, the other thing I want to talk about was the way the deck actually sits in the hull. Now, as with all injection molded ship models, they've always got the deck actually sat flush with the hull, and in the case of Titanic, that's not actually correct. There should be a band of steel sheet around here, and it's called the, I forgot the name of it now, strake, something strake, and there basically should be a steel lip on here, and then the top of that steel lip has got a beading on the edge of it. Now what Trumpeter have done, they've actually moulded that bead here, okay, and then you've got plastic above it, so we need to take that off and then thin that area out and then replace the bead on the top edge. So the way to do this is either going to be to build this up with a strip, a little plastic strip to give us that edge, or actually to remove some plastic from the deck to drop it down in and then thin this section out on the top, or V it out or something. But I want to end up with a thin edge around the edge. It's called the shear strake, that's right. And what you've got here in the construction, going from the Titanic Magnificent book, you've got a steel plate here where the waterway goes up against, which is that teak panel, which in the KA models is given to you as a piece of photo etch. On the scale decks it's actually on the deck. So we've got that there, and then there's a piece of angle that goes around the inside to hold that in place, and then the decking is laid on top of that. So what we should end up with is a darker rim around here, going up to a strake, and then the wood of the actual decking, which is pine, should come up to it. Now, something that they have done with the KA model set is move these resin parts in the kit, the plastic parts in the kit or resin parts in the set, and move them out to represent this thinner wall. But whatever you do, you're still going to end up with this great big thick plastic section here, which I believe is called the gunnel, which I don't want to see. It's not like that in real life, and I don't want to see it on my model. So if anyone can tell me how they would go about doing that, or how they have gone away about doing it. Obviously I can't do anything with it at the moment because having the hull inverted, it's going to damage it. So we'll talk about the railings and what they've done. Now in this folder here I've got the KA and the Pontos manual basically printed out. So if we look at the KA models one, when we actually look at the deck, where is it? I should have been prepared, shouldn't I? If we look at the forecastle here, we can see that what they've done, okay, you can see the deck is on the model there, and then around the edge they've got the brass waterway there, okay. Now that would obviously be painted brown, so they've given us that there. So we've got that brass waterway around there, which is basically just like a grilling that the water runs down. It's like a gutter around the edge of the deck. So they've given us that. So obviously the actual wooden deck is going to go up to the edge of the plastic deck, and then that is going to go on top of the gunnel. And then you would put your railings around the outside of it. But what they've done is fitted their railings on the inside of it, okay, as you can see there. So that's not right. Now the other thing K have done, they have come along and the bottom edge of the railing has no band on it, whereas the Pontos one does. So when we look at the Pontos one, which is further back here, here it goes, we can see, I think there's a better picture of it here. Yeah, we can see here that the Pontos one has got that strip on the bottom of it, so we could use that strip to represent the strip we're looking for, but it needs to be glued on the outside edge of the hull, not on the inside edge as they've got it there. The other thing I've noticed is in the instructions they say, here look, you've got the forecastle deck, and they say HO3, which is the railing there, which goes back to here, look, and then we've got another HO3 here, which bends around the corner. Now that's incorrect. The rear part is actually 6 and 7, and if we look at the forecastle deck here, we can see what they've done. They've got that railing and they've got the stanchion away from the corner, and the railings are bent around. Now I've done a load of research today, and what I've noticed is on the poop deck it's like that, okay. The railings are actually bent, but on the forecastle deck they're actually, the railing should be in the corner, or the stanchion should be in the corner. So that's something else we have to look at. But we can clearly see on here that we've got that, where are we, down here, we've got that strip across the bottom, which is going to help look like the strake that should be there. However, looking at that, the strake should also run around the outside of those mountings for those fair leads, so we're going to have to do something about it. Or I'm going to have to do something about it, because I don't want it not there. What always bothers me on ship models with wooden decks is I don't want to see the wooden deck glued down and then be able to see the edge of the wood. I want a model that looks like the wood is in the ship rather than stuck on top of it, which is basically what they're giving you here if you painted it, but you've still got this great big thick gunnel and you haven't got the shear strake on the outside edge that you would have. So we will get to that and we will sort it. The tape on there is just to protect it while I'm building it, because there's some detail on the top of that hatch that isn't replaced. So there we go, guys. If you could let me know your thoughts and what you think I should do, how to go about it, if you've come across this problem and sorted it yourselves, please let me know in the comments below. And I'm going to do another video now about the wooden decking.